There's the button.
There it is.
All right.
All right. Here you go. Let me pull this to me.
Can't even see my tan.
You can't even see my pastiness. We don't have a word for that. We have like a one-word answer for tan. But what is this? Like,
I feel like
Ghost?
pasty's a word.
yeah, but pasty's so many things. Tan is only one thing.
Yeah, because pasties can go on your nipple.
Mm-hmm. Nipples. You don't want just one nipple chafing. That would be wild.
Pasties. It's multiple. You never just buy one. You have to buy two.
So if you lost feeling in one arm, would you just kind of leave it there to like kind of atrophy, or would you get that shit lopped off and get that robot hand?
I'll get that robot hand. Oh, this is a debate I love all the time. People are like, you're gonna fucking kill your legs by jumping off shit all the time. I'm like, okay. It's a fast track to getting robo legs.
Right?
You know how much higher things I can jump off of with bionic legs?
It's a non-conversation.
It's a win for me.
Yeah.
And it's like the only thing that'll ever stop me from like actually doing that kind of stuff, like will stop me from like doing the stupid, is if I just randomly became paralyzed, because even with robo legs, I can't function with robo legs. I'm stuck in a wheelchair.
Yeah, but then you get robo chair.
Then I get robo chair.
Yeah.
Then I get bionic lower abdomen, lower body.
They take off the whole thing, wiener and all.
I'm only gonna keep the brain.
And then you're in like a giant mechanical spider.
I
You can go anywhere.
Oh, fuck, I'd be the next Spider-Verse character. No, they already have a wheelchair lady. Damn it.
They have a wheelchair spider person?
Did you not see the new movie?
Dude, I could not put together everything that was going on in that movie.
It's so much. I'm trying to get an audition to basically be put in the part 2 to be like, hey, Spider Framer. Put my heart in there.
I don't think
Cameo me, please, God.
I would love if if they had to be so inclusive that we needed Spider Carpenter.
Yeah.
That couldn't be Spider Jesus.
This is inspiration. If we see this in the next coming years, even decade, you owe us royalties.
You owe us royalty for Spider Jesus.
Oh my God! Can you Google?
It's gonna be more Spider than Jesus.
Oh yeah, and it's not gonna be the Spider-Man spider.
Spider Jesus.
Fucking.
Oh, it's
6 arms Jesus.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah.
This was all right. Do you want the more Spider or the more Jesus?
Let's go more spider. I want to be freaked out.
Do you want him to be crucified or alive?
How many? Let's go crucified. Oh, that's not at all what I was thinking.
Were you thinking more like this?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Someone sat down and illustrated
Maybe
it.
something like that.
That's what I was wanting.
You were wanting Spider-Man Jesus.
Spider-Man Jesus.
Not Spider Jesus.
But I was definitely expecting that Jesus was like a spider, like that's cool. That's like Spider Knight. That's like the
Spider-Man Jesus.
AI.
I'll take it.
That's good shit. That's the one.
Now, I do want to watch is that 3 hours long? I do want to watch the 23-minute video of Spider-Man versus Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. Someone fucking made a YouTube version of, well, a YouTube video of how Jesus would kick Spider-Man's ass or vice versa.
Yeah.
Wait.
Spoilers alert. What are you spoiling? The Bible? We know he dies.
Yeah.
But also, if Jesus doesn't win, A, you're a liar, and 2...
But in canon, Spider-Man is actually from a magical descent. Did you know that?
Oh, hit me with that.
For those who don't know, Spider-Man is part of Spider-Man is a spider totem, because there are mystical beings, and one of them is literally the god of spiders in that, and Spider-Man still got bit by a radioactive spider. Peter Parker was bit, so-and-so. But those events only come into being because a spider god was like, that guy! And he's the one who puts a spider person in every single universe. So there is a spider god.
Was this based off of like a spin-off comic book of like Spider Chief, where he's like Native American?
Oh, God. I thought you were like Spider Master Chief. I was like, that is my ultimate goal. Where's that skin?
Spider Chief?
Spider Chief.
That'd be a hard sell.
It's fucking spider stuff. I'd buy it. I ship it. But yeah, it's a spider totem. And there's these beings that suck the life force out of spider beings.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, that's a thing.
That's weird.
Yeah, they suck the magical spider juices out of them.
Huh.
Yeah, in a fun, kind of kinky way, but it is what it is.
I don't want anyone
I
to
watch a lot of
suck my-
comic things on the YouTube, and they're like, yeah, Marvel just kind of ruined it and said Spider-Man's magical, and everyone was like, fuck! We don't want magic in here, and it's
We
Harry
just
Potter
want
shit.
science.
We want the science behind superheroes.
Do you want a name that I have for the podcast? I've got two. I've got EIEIO, Eric and Ivan. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Not a farming podcast.
What could be? Fucking corn! This is the thing that makes a cameo every episode. It's a stress toy.
Yeah. Thanks, Kim. And then the other one, I think I texted it to you by accident. Building Thoughts, because you're a builder and I'm a thinker.
Oh, I thought because you're a builder and I'm a thought. I was like, what a fucking twist.
Well, that's my new
Recently-
mixtape is called Penny for Your Thoughts.
Penny for your thoughts.
Or
'cause you bitches ain't
No
worth
Thoughts,
dollars.
Bed Empty.
No thoughts, bed
Bed
empty. When's the mixtape dropping? You got some good names. You just got to work on lyrics now.
That's all I have, though. I've got great names for
I'm a
everything.
name man.
If anybody wants to open a thrift store / organic vegetable store, a frugula. Come on. Yeah. Have you ordered your Tim Hortons credit card yet?
I fucking saw that. I was like, all right, Walmart's releasing a MasterCard. I get it. Groceries, getting points. and
Walmart
stuff.
released the MasterCard like 7 years ago.
Yeah, they did their thing. And I was like, all right, that's kind of okay. But a Tim Hortons MasterCard,
Gotta get those points for me.
gotta get those coffee points for my credit. I'm so glad that Tim Hortons now dictates whether or not I can afford to be in the housing market. That it boosts my credit score. Fuck me for
I
getting
didn't
coffee.
even think about that. I just thought of like some like like old crusty construction worker being like, maxed out on my credit cards, working 80 hours a week, just putting in the miles, you know. You've never worked this hard with these crusty stone hands.
Never worked a day in your life.
You want a double? I got it on my points.
On my points card, my Tim Hortons credit card.
I spent all my money on Bush Light.
Yeah, because
Bud Light's
gay,
kind of too
apparently.
gay. I'm Bush Light, and now I got my points for my Tim Hortons. Hey,
Oh my god, I guarantee the next one that's going to come up is a Circle K credit card, because, like, that's the next step.
everyone's gonna have a credit card.
Yeah.
Amazon's probably got a credit card. Oh, they definitely
They
do.
100% have a credit card.
So what
Canadian
place?
Tire has a credit card.
So when what is the company that you want a credit card from?
The company I would want a credit card from the most... Oh my god. I want to say Dollarama. I'm there so fucking much.
The Dollarama credit card.
Dollarama credit card. Because it would look exactly like a gift card. You'd throw it out just like a gift card, but you're like, fuck! Money on that! Sorry, there's non-money on that. There's potential loss of money on that.
I want a credit card that always displays your balance.
Like on it?
Yeah. It's like it's this credit
Oh, it's
card,
an
but it's a
e-card.
little screen.
Oh, okay.
And it always displays how much money you have on your credit card.
Here, let me just plug in my phone at the end of the night and my credit card to charge the
Charge it
fucking
up.
battery to tell me the display. It's
It'd be like a
Bluetooth
solar
connect.
thing, like those old calculators, you
You're just
know?
gonna leave your credit card out?
In the sun, yeah.
What, you're just gonna leave a credit card out?
I don't know. All right, it
It's
was
a fun
funnier
idea.
in my
It
head.
is a fun idea, but there's a lot of problems to it. It's gonna have Bluetooth tracking. It's like, hey Google, find my credit card and my phone, and your credit card's just gonna be like on the table.
Yeah, for some reason I completely forgot about the concept of wallets, and that you're just gonna be in the wallet the whole time,
Yeah,
not getting charged.
Solar is like wear it like a watch. It's like, can you just like embed it into my arm, stitch it into me?
Well, then how does tap work if it doesn't need to be charged? Got you there.
It's just like a cell phone. I don't know, just like
Got you there.
Here's the idea. You can have an app on your phone for whatever bank you're with, and then
Yeah.
it has access to tell you your balance and to tap your phone as well. It's
That's
already,
a stupid
it's
idea.
already-
That's a really dumb
already
idea.
on
That
there. No, complicated. Make it a separate entity. That's another piece of capitalistic quantity of things I can get.
I just want a bunch of things. I want a bunch of trinkets.
Like, this is a different way of something to be done. I need it.
I want it to be complicated. I'm that bitch using an abacus. You know, the little slidey math thing.
Oh, instead of using a calculator, you'd rather do it the old Japanese way and just be like...
I think it was Egyptian.
Egyptians were the ones that started that?
I think
it's called
no
Chinese,
idea.
Chinese calculator, isn't it what it's called?
No, I think you're thinking of Chinese checkers.
I think is it a Japanese calculator? I feel like it's got the
I have
China.
No idea.
It could be racist. I also don't know. I've never had to use one because I've always had a fucking calculator.
I didn't think we were going to go this far into it. I was kind of setting up for the joke where, like, some guy pulls out his phone and he's like, I got this, bitch. And I pull out, like, that little thing that you got at the dentist's office where you're dragging the balls.
Let me do the math on this one.
I got a flip phone and one of those happy tracks. I don't even know what they're called.
To this day, I still, whenever I see one of those, I go with the track.
Yeah.
I was literally at church, like, when I was in the zoo last weekend. And I was in the mother's room, so it's the place where they keep all the kids quiet so they don't disturb everyone else. So, like, that's a cool advancement we've gotten to. Segregation. So...
Cool segregation,
yeah,
though.
Cool segregation by age.
Not like the one that fucked over the water fountain industry.
Yeah. Oh! Right. Okay, now we're good. I got what's going on. Yeah. Yeah, and, like, in that little mother's room, I was watching my niece and my nephew, and then they have one of those... little swirly things, yeah, in the offices. And I was sitting down with them, and as soon as it got, like, placed in front of me, I was, like, immediately started playing with it. And, like, my niece was like, no, play with these toys. I'm like, give me a minute.
Yeah, give me a minute. I gotta see where this goes.
gotta see where this goes. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I'm like, oh my god. You never get to... They gotta start putting those in playgrounds. It'd be like a monkey bar set, but also, like, you could throw, like, these giant things on them through this track and, like, knock people's fingers off. Be a fun game.
That would be wild. And they still have them. It's $50 though, which is a little freaking steep.
You just cut it with a saw, and then you put a bunch of random metal bands and color them.
Hey, buddy, there's an option here
For
multilingual.
Multilingual? What are the
words? There are two models, English only for $50.79 or multilingual for $45.
What do you mean? You save money by being more... It's a fucking physics-based toy with no words on it.
This is the future the liberals want.
Where
is it? Where's the letter?
Not only is this toy non-binary, but it is also multilingual. There's no words in it. You don't talk to it. You play with little things, but now it has to be identified as Spanish.
It doesn't even come with instructions, so the instructions can't be in a different language.
What
no
did we just stumble upon? No assembly? I hope not.
Oh my god. Does that mean I could have been buying, like, French toys for
cheaper
reduced price?
Because they're French and apparently English is superior.
It costs more.
Like, was it built by a specific group of speaking people? Like, is that a fancy way to say, like, it we're not saying it's made by China,
I didn't even
but it's
think
made
about that.
by people who speak Chinese. It's like, that's not a workaround.
It's made by a multilingual demographic, so you're able to pay them less.
It could be anywhere. I fucking hate Amazon now.
Oh my god.
I hated them before, but, like...
I am someone who is all for Amazon. And the simplicity that it... Bring me my hog.
How do we work around
Give
the China
me the hog
thing?
back. There it is.
All right. Fucking damn it, that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I'm coughing.
God, fuck. What else has happened in the news? What's going on around the world?
Well, last time we talked about that UFOs are true and real. The government knows about them, and they told everybody, and everyone went.
Okay. Yeah, because they're just like, hey, you know how you can't afford groceries, and we're gonna get, like, put, like, you know, down payments and also, like, installments on grocery trips? Like, you don't have to pay everything up front, but for the next 8 weeks, you can pay $20 a week. It's
Yo,
like,
you ever had a payment plan for a pizza? I was talking with somebody today, and I was like, "Hey, I can't afford LASIK surgery because my eyes are screwy, and benefits doesn't cover that because I have benefits from where I work, which is kind of cool." And they said, "Well, why don't you do a payment plan for it?" And I was like, "Hey, buddy, I can't even afford the payment plan."
Yeah,
it doesn't matter how long this payment plan is for.
That means I'm subscribed. That's the biggest thing I hate about what's going on now is corporations just they make their money by having subscriptions, because you can't just be like, what? Before, the problem used to be, oh, if we sell a product that's really good for people, they'll never come back and buy the product because they're still last. So now phones are like slow down within a certain term so they can sell you a new one. Nothing is meant to last because they can sell you a new one.
Yeah.
But if you are subscribed to something, you are forced essentially to be like, take this amount out whenever you need to. And it's like, oh, so here's Photoshop. That's one of the fucking worst ones. Here's our app, Photoshop. You can't just buy the app. You can't just make a one-time payment like you would a video game or use something that you will use all the time. It's like, technically, there's maintenance we put into it, so every month you have to pay for this app, and it's an ungodly amount of money.
It's not like $11. It's
like
80
to get like 4 fucking apps, and they're like, but the student plan, $20. It's like, why is it 80% off for students? Like, what?
You can make it this price. Why don't you? Yeah.
I would buy it, the whole package, for like $80, but I don't want to pay another $80 the next fucking month.
So I was looking at I wanted to see what my credit score was, because the bank just doesn't tell you that. You have to go to a third-party surface so they can tell you your credit score.
And then some places will be like, hey, we're going to affect your credit because we checked your credit score, because you're not allowed to see it.
Right, it's called a hard pull for a credit, not a soft pull. So I went to this website that was, my bank was like, hey, go here.
Yeah.
And then they said, we'll give you your credit score for $40 a month. I only need to check it once. No, $40 a month.
You can check it whenever you want.
Whenever you want, you can check your credit score.
If you paid your phone bill, did it go up a point?
And the reason why I was looking for my credit score was because I saw this video, and there was this interviewer, and he was asking people. He was like, "Would you rather have an 850 credit score?" I don't know what that means.
Oh, that's like absurdly good.
I have, but still, like,
what does it matter? It's a bunch of numbers.
Or would you have $4,000 a month, guaranteed for the rest of your life, or would you have $5 million right now? And the answers ranged, well, most of the answers were the boomers want the 850 credit score because they think that means something now.
They're only about credit.
Right, because that's what they were when they were buying houses, was your credit score.
And it was like really big for them.
The millennials want the $4,000 a month because they see it as like income that's guaranteed, and they're so scared of always losing their job.
Yeah.
And the Gen Zs were like, I'll take the $5 million now because the world's gonna fucking end tomorrow.
That's it's exactly how they all think too, because it's all depending on the time. Because like I honestly, when you said the 4,000 like every month, I'm like, that's a guaranteed income to be able to pay mortgage bills, whatever, like all your bills basically covered.
I wouldn't have to work ever again.
No, you wouldn't. But then
that's
I'm like,
$1,000 a month.
But I'm like, the $5 million would be like, I could get whatever I need to get done now, and then invest the rest to do something for the next little bit, because it doesn't matter how much money I have, it's going to be gone.
Right, when you die, it's gone.
So I was like, shit, I'm stuck between the two, and that's why where's the millennials? The in between stage.
Yeah, be in betweener wieners.
Yeah.
I'm 25 now. I'm old.
Yeah, how do you feel?
Well, my fucking Bitmoji feels terrible.
Oh my god. Tell them, Eric. Tell them what they did to you.
When I turned 25, my Snapchat updated, and it was like, hey, we updated your Bitmoji. We didn't update anyone else's, because I looked through all my friends. I looked even through you. Your Bitmoji was untouched. And they're like, all right, we're going to make him like this. Ugly, old, big nose, forehead crinkle. I got a schnoz on me. Like, I don't know what's going on here. My nose wasn't that big. And it was just like this disgusting, like, almost a caricature of what I could be if I was
really not
like
good,
racist in Germany in the 40s. But it was wild. So I had to figure that out, and I changed my Bitmoji. That's the kind of problems I'm dealing with. But it was just, it made me feel so old. And I didn't feel that because I turned 25 and I was like, all right, biologically my brain's it's solidifying, and
It's like
my long-term memory is starting to become more into effect, and my short-term memory is starting to like reduce, but like it's okay. And like all of these factors are super cool. But if Snapchat tells me I'm old, I guess I'm old.
I guess I gotta look old now.
I guess
I gotta match my Bitmoji. We no longer look like who we are. If our Bitmoji says you gotta look like this now,
I gotta change. My Bitmoji says I got sleeve tattoos. Damn, baby, that's a $4,000 investment.
Oh, you didn't see the tattoo. So
I noticed them, but I didn't like say anything about it.
yeah. So while I was going through a bunch of shit yesterday at work,
Yeah.
I was on the phone and the boys were like, were beside me, and I saw Joe. He took out a pencil and started like drawing on my arm. I'm like, oh, it's just faded, whatever. And then by the end of the conversation, I looked over. I didn't realize he had switched to black fucking marker. And I was like, what?
Uh-oh.
I was like, what racist thing did you just put on my arm for me to wear for the day? Because it's black permanent marker.
Yeah.
He just wrote like, it started out with like the mom in a heart with an arrow going through it.
Hell yeah,
and then it turned into I really love mommy written underneath it, and then it says but not my daddy. I was like, what the fuck?
What kind of story is that?
And here's the thing, Joe, his dad died from cancer, so it was like really weird to have him write that. I was like, okay,
Oh,
legit, that's cool.
I'm glad he's going through therapy.
Yeah, good for him. It was really like really strange. I just rocked it for the rest of the day.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it put me in the mindset though, and like Dana was like, hey, you should get a sleeve. Like maybe not that particularly putting out your arm, but like you'd be cool with the sleeve. I'm like, I know I would be.
You would look so cool. Dual sleeves up to here, up to the watch line, and then right? You look so cool. And you gotta get tattoos while you're hot. Because if you get to like 60 and you're like, I think it's time to saddle up, they're like trying to stretch your skin
to open up the canvas.
Yeah.
I wonder if they have that for like really saggy people who like want to get tattoos, that they have like an instrument. Like, you know, when the dentist, when they put that like that guard in your mouth, like especially when you're a kid, they put that
the
in
mouth
there.
opener for dentistry and sex. Yeah.
Yeah, sex. That's the one.
They're hard to buy.
If they right, because you've been trying to invest. Fuck. So, yeah, I wonder if they have that for like tattoo canvases. Like if the person's like skin is like too fucked, they're just like pinch, 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 pinch.
They have like clamps.
And they just crank it. It's like a window, and it just like opens it up, and they're like, okay, it hurts. You're like, all right, perfect. And
like a medieval torture device.
So for tattoos.
I think they're probably like, hey, we should talk to a tattoo artist. We should call one up. But yeah. I don't know any. I think that they would probably be like, hey, you may need to like get a surgery or something to like tighten that shit up.
I think I know a tattoo. Oh, I don't have Piper's number.
That'd
be funny.
That would be so cool. We'll do that.
We'll have a guest call in.
We'll have guest.
Hey,
guest
you're
farmers.
not live, but you're being recorded.
Yeah. Well, I promised Emma. I said like, hey, once I hit 30, full sleeves.
It's happening.
I think once I get my license to practice counseling psychology and I become like a full therapist, that'll be like my graduation gift to myself. It's just full sleeves connecting back tattoo of like Thor's hammer, and it says "You are not worthy," or it's like some crazy Norse shit.
You're not worthy.
Yeah.
Well, I thought you were gonna be like, I was gonna get full sleeves with tattoos. It's gonna be like, it's gonna look like I self-harmed everywhere, but like,
dude, you're
like if you're in therapy, people are like, he knows stuff. He knows what he's talking about.
On
right
the
now.
left, it's gonna be wolves eating each other, and then on the right, it's just gonna say the word pussy, just over and over and over again. And then when they come in, I sit them down and I'm like, hey, I know you really opened up to me this session, but you're going to leave here, and are you going to be a wolf, or are you going to be a pussy?
You're going to have a giant
this is what I'm going to sound like.
There's going to be a big tattoo on your back. It's going to be a lion head with a clock behind it. Because then when you leave the room, they're just going to see that.
Just the time.
Yeah.
Because I do all my counseling shirtless.
If you got those tattoos, you got to be wearing minimal.
Yeah,
you're gonna be one of the gym bro shirts. It's like the tank tops are like ripped all the way fucking down.
The spaghetti straps that are basically as fit as spaghetti. Yeah,
but you're like, that's still technically a shirt, but also it's not really a shirt. What are you doing? Yeah, that's the therapy I need.
All my advice would be like, yeah, I know she's threatening to kill herself, but like, You been to the gym yet?
Yeah, I gotta lift some weights.
You'll forget about all of it with a sick pump. Hey, if
Don't
you're
forget about
hiring
leg
me
day.
in the future, don't watch this. Thanks.
Eric works at gyms.
I work at a gym right now, and then I think that'll be the last like job that I have that isn't therapy or being a therapist.
The end goal is therapy, but the in between is
Working
Pump it.
is 7 years of school.
for someone who complained about getting winded and working at a gym. I feel like you could easily fix that problem.
It takes a long time. It takes a long time to get fit. When people are like, yo, you just gotta eat clean, feel good, rock and roll, get good sleep, cardio every day, kill it every week. Dude, it's hard. Like, it's hard.
I know.
Okay? I'm working on it.
why I
Like,
work
Dairy
at the-
Queen's cool.
There's never a job that I'll ever go back to where I have to sit down and do nothing, because as soon as I do that, I become extremely, like, my genetics will kick in and I will literally deteriorate.
Your body adapts. Your body adapts to
Yeah.
whatever you're doing.
And it's like construction's good for me.
That's the weird thing about a gym is I'll see people for like 3 months and they'll be like, hey, I haven't lost any weight, or like I haven't done anything, like my body hasn't changed at all. And I'm like, sorry, so what do you do for physical activity? And they're like, well, I come to the gym every day. Yeah, for 45 minutes. You have 23 hours and 15 minutes outside of the gym? What are you doing? You're sleeping for 8 hours of that, but other than that, you're eating shit and sitting down.
Yeah. And the rest of it could have been, you could have sat down at a bench, worked on muscles, and then just kept going into different groups until you're like, I'm fatigued enough that I can just go home after a couple hours. Because that's why people spend so long at the gym. It's not because they're like, I'm addicted. They are. But it's also because you're right. You can't just be like, the majority of my day is doing nothing. But for 30 minutes on a treadmill, I'm speed walking.
It's about the gym is an amazing place to create a want and desire for a healthy lifestyle. To surround yourself with people with a growth mindset. Because so a gym is like an education. It's a means to an end. Like, I want to become a better runner, so I'll go to the gym and train on running.
And then it gets better with time.
Yeah, or I want to rock climb, or I want to go ride my bike without feeling like a piece of dog shit. We've got bikes there that you can ride and feel good, but you have to want to get better at something outside of the gym, because if your goal is to get better at going to the gym,
You're not going to get anywhere.
you're going to get somewhere maybe, but it'll take a long time because you're only training at the spot where you think it's applicable.
Yeah. Like, I will probably never hit a leg day in my life because of the few times that I did. You go to the gym, you do the workouts, it burns the first, like, week, and then after that, it's just like, it's just, you can feel better. It doesn't hurt as much. Mm-hmm. It gets better. But every time I've done a leg day, and I try to go upstairs, like, I don't just be like, I'm just going to keep doing legs and, like, do what I can. Like, I go hard to the point where I'm like, if I try to, like, get up out of bed the next morning, I can't.
But
I can't stand.
You also have a threshold that's higher than most because you're jumping, you're moving, you're carrying. So you have to push those limits to get that. I recommend that everyone go to the gym. It's like how I recommend everyone go to therapy, because you need to go to a specialist or a specialized location to get better for yourself within the rest of your life.
Yeah, you get the results via profession.
Yeah, and honestly, you don't need to go to the gym because you don't need to get better in any other avenue of your life. You need to go to therapy because that will make you better at other avenues of your life.
Yeah, like fucking thinking and understanding self.
Right? And being more reflective and doing things for yourself to be able to treat yourself like someone you're responsible for taking care of.
He can wait.
He cannot wait. Turns out he's been waiting all your life.
I know, he's finding. There's another one that's trying to break you out and I don't want to do.
I get that. Whoa.
Look at that posterior.
I can...
He's got such a fucking grin. There we go. That's all you need. Just his face on screen. People will get it.
I'll get a little stinky hog in there. Fuck yeah. I didn't know this was the alternative.
Yeah. What else was there?
He looks like he's about to tell you a joke, but he has to stop laughing at it first.
You'll never believe this. This joke.
Yeah.
What was I grabbing? I was looking for information.
The science of art and longevity. I don't want to live long. Are you kidding
Oh
me?
my god! All right, what do we got? Oh, that's a revelation that happened today.
Today?
Today.
Yeah, hit me with
so TikTok has released this thing where you can get message requests now, so you can see people who want to talk to you, and like I'll view them because I'm curious if it's about questions about work, if it's about the field, or like whatever. And somebody commented they messaged and said, "Hey, I think someone's stealing your shit." And I was like, all right. So I clicked on it. It was a link to Facebook. I'm like, all right, this is about to be my account getting hacked, or I'm about to fucking look at someone's taking my content. And luckily, I went to Facebook, and it was my video under a name of somebody who was claiming it was them in the video. And he was replying to comments as if he was like, it was him doing everything. And I'm like, huh. So I go through, I obviously investigate. I try to do the things. I look at his account, and I'm like, he's like a carpentry account, so he's got other people's videos, but I'm like, it would have been nice to just be like, hey, are you cool if I use this video?
I'll tag you in it.
Something, recognition, anything, instead of being like, yeah, this is my video. And he posts videos, like a bunch of videos, and the thing that kills me the most as I'm going through his catalog of videos he has up, they're like reels for Facebook, which I didn't know they had.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at it, and the thing that they care about is views, because views is like monetary value of how many ads you can throw on something. And I'm looking through the videos, and it's like every other video has between like 20 views on it to like maximum 500, but they're all around the 50 range. The majority of them are around 50 views. And I go and I see my video that's tagged there, and it has over 1 million, and I'm like, bro, fucking tag me, you prick. That's my shit. I made that content. That is my creative benefit. Like, there's no transformative thing in there. And like, that's a big thing right now on media is people are like taking other people's content, letting it play with them in the background, just like watching it and then being like, whoa, just see that, bro? Stuff happened.
Cool.
And it's like, that's not your content. That's you just taking their shit. Now, they don't get the views for their content, especially on YouTube. That's literal monetary value per view, and now those people aren't going to get them because they're watching your shit.
Yeah.
And like on Facebook, they have a similar thing when it comes to like doing videos, reels, and live streams. And that guy greatly benefited off of me. And it was like 2 more videos of mine. They're all over like hundreds of thousands of views.
So
like,
you shot him a DM, and what did he say?
Oh, he hasn't said anything yet, but I sent him a message. I was like, hey, those are my videos you have. It would have been very nice for you to even ask me to put it on there first, but no response. Maybe I'll tag him and stuff. Maybe I'll make a video about him. Like,
You should.
Hazing isn't good, but if you're on Facebook, you're on a shit platform anyways. It's going to give you a reason to get off. So you're welcome.
It's not bullying if they've earned it.
Right? You know what they say. An eye for an eye. And it's going to make another... Well,
In the bush.
Yep. In the bush. That's the phrase I remember growing up. But yeah, no, somebody's stealing my content, so now every time I like log into something, I'll like type my name in and be like, who the fuck is touching my shit?
Yeah.
I didn't realize how like up there I am. I have in the process of paying somebody who went out of their way and made a bunch of mini billies, my hard hat. I made a video saying, how do I do this? Does anybody know anybody? Out of nowhere, like last week, I got tagged in a video, and she was like, hey, someone tag Ivan Dinter, the Infinite, because that's my account now. And she was like, tell him I've made his army. And she printed out like 98 of
She 3D printed Billy's.
Input, googly eyes on them all, and like did everything. And I'm like,
Oh my god.
I instantly, I followed her and messaged her. I was like, hey, can I pay you for these? She's like, oh my god, you're actually talking to me? I'm like, well, you did a thing. You did a very big thing for me.
What?
Yeah, so I'm in the process of sending her money because I'm like, she's in the States and I'm in Canada, and like we're just trying to figure out how to use PayPal because we don't have Cash App, we don't have Venmo in Canada, but I also can't interact e-transfer because they don't have that there, and that's our primary thing of money like sending. So I'm like, how the fuck do I do this? So now I'm trying to link my bank account to my PayPal, which I thought it was, because anytime I request money from PayPal, it sends it to my bank account. I'm like,
Yeah.
how do I fund that? So that's what I'm going through because I can't remember my bank account password, so that's all a big fuck up. But I'm going to have Billy's, and there's a lot of people who, like, I reposted it to my story, and they're like, yeah, like, we'll be the first people to buy them. I'm like, all right, cool. So I got to get little mini magnets so I can super glue them to the billy so you can put them on like fridge magnets.
Yeah.
And I'm going to I have a drill bit, so I'm going to put like little holes in it and I'm going to make keychains.
Oh, yes.
So like, I don't know how to price anything. Cause I'm like, I got to ship them to the people who want them. And I got to do that in a business way that I'm not just grabbing people's fucking personal information and being like, I know where you live.
So how about the first like 50, you give them away for free.
The first 50 of them?
Yeah. Just say, if you post something about this, awesome. If you don't, okay.
Because then it's promotional.
Right? It's
I'm going to use you fuckers.
But it's also
Promote my
like,
shit!
I really appreciate your dedication to me, and if you're willing to give me your information so I can send this shit to you for free, all you have to do is pay shipping. Like, all they have to do is pay shipping.
Oh, yeah. Then fuck. If they just paid for shipping, fuck yeah, I'd send you a billy.
And the shipping, because the bill, like, that big? Like, little?
Like, little.
Oh, like, little.
No, not little, but like...
Little, yeah.
Yeah, like, exactly what I wanted.
Boom.
I was
there
like,
you go.
shit. And, like, I think the best thing about it is, like... Sorry, this is a different thing of people, like, wanting to do things and get me to do things.
Yeah.
So, my OnlyFrames.
Yes! Ah! I was going to ask you about this.
Yeah,
How
so,
is
like, people... It's going good. I'm at, like, 1,300 now. Yeah, it's crazy. I got videos I got to take screenshots of so I can put them up there. Maybe I'll just keep them as videos because, like, you know...
Oh, my God.
It's funny. So... you can get DM'd on there. I didn't know that was like a huge part of it, so I've been trying to keep up with people who try to message me because like it's a part of a service. People are paying for like a subscription, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do what I can and give people hope that things are gonna be getting there. And what I had is someone messaged me and they said, would you be willing to send feet pics, and also am I able to buy a sock off you from like one you've just worked in? And I was like, yeah.
Come in the sock. Yeah. I don't care.
Yeah, I've never done that, but I'll do it. Because I never found a sock comfortable, and knowing where my feet go through and what they smell like at the end of the day, I'll never...
You got to buy new socks for that. But yeah.
Got a new pack.
That's amazing.
I don't know if I want to send
What's
my
the
DNA.
price point?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I honestly, if I'm like...
Okay, this isn't their first rodeo if they're asking you to do this, so...
I'm going to have to up it. Well, especially if I have to wear... Like, as soon as I'm done work, I would go home, and I would grab... Basically... I would grab whatever nice, clean Tupperware I have, and I would take that sock, I'd fold it up nice, put an elastic on it, put it in there, close it, plastic wrap it, keep the scent sealed, because that's what they want. They want a dirty sock that smells like a work
Put them in
foot.
a mason jar.
Mason jar, that's better?
Yeah,
okay.
Because it's like, it's airtight, so they preserve stuff in.
So I'll put it in a mason jar, because I'm going to have to take a couple from, Dana's collection.
That's what, you could also buy a new one, right? Just like tell her.
I could just get a bunch of little ones from Dollarama because I have like cartons of like 24.
Yeah, you've got the
Dollarama put socks in all of them, and like, oh my god, that's basically like they get a stink bomb. Like, what if they had to like open it at like whatever shipping point and be like, well, there's socks in here. That's kind of weird. That's kind of where you'd put drugs. Death. Yeah, so I'm fully interested in doing that because I'm like,
hell yeah,
that's awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do that. And like a lot of people ask for like personal videos, and I'm like, I gotta think about that one. Like, I want to do stuff like that because like you'd make a lot of money doing it, but I'm like, I've never looked at my camera and like dead in the eyes and just like.
Yeah, I feel like they also want like a lot of talking things. I feel like it's a lot of verbal like scripting.
I'm your framing daddy, and welcome to the show.
Welcome.
You can buy on these accounts. You can buy tickets to watch people's live streams. So like someone could charge you like $5 for a ticket, and that's your access to watch someone's live stream of doing whatever.
It's like a pay-per-view kind of deal.
It's a pay-per-view for corn.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, I feel like once I start selling the billies, someone's gonna be like, "Can you like poop one out for me and then send it?" And I'll be like, "All right, let's figure this out."
You could just say, "Yeah, yeah." Well, that could.
It came out with only one googly eye, not two. I don't know where the other one went.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be absolutely wild, and I hope it evolves into something where you can like consider leaving your job.
Yeah.
Even though you love what you do.
I do. I would. Yeah, I haven't considered being a porn star until like recently, so
that makes sense.
Kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, and then you just like release your own alcohol line or something.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Just do like if you had to release your own type of alcohol, what kind would it be?
See, this is a super great question for someone who doesn't drink.
Yeah. So
I haven't had a sip of alcohol except for my champagne month anniversary. which is when, so my 19th month anniversary, which I know it sounds like I had a baby. We had like a sip of champagne because it's the day and the month.
Right.
Now on our 19th.
Because you're dating a 19-year-old, I get it.
She was not 19 at the time.
Eric is not dating a 19-year-old.
I'm not
Nor
anymore.
has he ever, unless he was 19.
No, actually, no, she was 19.
Emma?
Yeah.
Oh.
Right? Because we've been dating for almost 3 years.
Right.
And she is turning 21 this year. I had to wait for it.
Ew.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't a huge fan of it either.
I'm just dribbling.
Oh, you're dribbling? Onto your multifunctional pants.
There's so many things with these
But
pants.
what would... I know everyone does tequila. Everyone does tequila. I'll think about it. What would you do?
I do a party spritzer.
You do like a happy dad kind of...
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, I would do one of those. Just because, like... But I saw this really cool thing. It's a lemonade, and it comes in a glass bottle.
Neat.
It's a little like, you know the old Coke bottles, but it's like thick at the bottom, and...
Yeah.
It's
like
like
a beer
that, but
bottle.
there's like lemonade. And I want to do something like that, but like, you know, like the twisted tea kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
fruity, but also like I want to up the alcohol percentage to like 7%, because like 5 is all right. 5 is like craft beer. But like,
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where I would want to go. And I feel like it would be a variety pack. It wouldn't just be like a strict flavor. Because like if I'm going in and I'm getting a Palm Bay, I don't want just a fucking raspberry. Give me then like one of each.
What I would do is I would do an alcohol-free spritzer and call it Buzzkill.
There you go.
I would sell it in like the LCBO, but it would be alcohol-free.
Alcohol free. For those who like coming in here because they know they can't drink but can still buy something from there.
Right, can but won't. That would be our slogan. Can but won't.
Can but won't.
That would be our slogan for Buzzkill Spritzer.
I have a contact drunk. I like to be around people who are drunk, so I can feel it.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you decide to quote unquote go sober.
Okay.
Because I was an alcoholic before
Go sober.
when I was, but before I decided, your life becomes freaking bisected into before and after.
Okay.
The decision to go sober and to like not like compete with this alcoholism that you were fighting with for like a few years through college and past that.
Go deeper, King.
Yeah, but now it's weird because now my relationship with alcohol is super difficult because like, can I have it? I don't know.
Am I allowed to not be sober anymore?
Right? Because if I have even like a sip, there goes my sobriety.
For those years instead
Right.
of just say, because like I get that now, because now you're like, will I slip into it, and do I consider myself still an alcoholic? Because now you've technically had some, but where does it...
Right? Do I drink socially? Like Emma and I, we're going to go after work. We're going to pop over to the LCBO and grab some gin for my aunt because she's a big gin drinker. Not
Right.
like that way, but like in like a social fun way. So we found like a cool gin that has
She's
like
a
a bird
ginger.
on it, and we're
Yeah, she's a
but then
ginger.
she's a ginger. She's a gingery. So Emma and I were gonna get like some spritzers, and we were gonna like watch a movie tonight and like drink, and I'll play my Switch, and
Yeah.
we'll buy like 2 each so we can try stuff and like really enjoy it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, what happens if I like it too much? What happens if I can't stop?
If it's a relapse.
If it's a relapse, like what happens if I wake up Monday morning when my alarm goes off at 2:30 and I'm hungover because Sunday I just drank all of it, and like now I'm fighting with my wife, and now I've lost everything.
Oh, what a fucking spiral that goes
Right?
into. I feel like the solution here, in my personal opinion, I'll let you finish your thing, but I think I have a solution.
Like I just like it. It's so scary because like I also have the same relationship with any substance. Do you know how much I want to smoke weed? Do you know how much I want to have like a 3 milligram edible and
tiny
just
little hit?
fucking chill for the first time in my life? But I can't because I'm afraid it's gonna like delve into the. I know you're not my therapist, but
No,
it's
this is why we do this.
It's gonna like crack into this like horrible relapsical like terrible nightmare where like a week from now, give me my hog, where a
Oh no, I can see the reflection of the screen.
It's like when you're trying to screenshot something, but you accidentally close your phone, you're just looking at your sad face. You're like, I'm in the middle. But I'm so terrified. And then you have like, have you ever watched ruined orgasm pornography? We'll talk about that once I'm done opening my heart.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm afraid that like I'm just gonna ruin my entire life. And then I have this other like overlapping thought where I'm like, how much control do I have that I can't even do this thing once and then not again? But then you have the other thought where, is that me talking, or is that the addiction talking?
Being fearful for you.
Being fearful for me, or is it saying, like, let's say I'm like, you know what, I could really go for like half a drag off a blunt.
Yeah.
Right? Even though like I'm white. So
Hip.
I'm hip, I'm cool, I smoke blunts. But there's one part of me where I'm like, if I do this, my life will spiral and I'll die. But what if I'm not like in control enough to be able to do this thing? And then there's the other way that you can look at it, where this is now the addiction talking to me, getting me to do it once, so then I can do that.
Get hooked. Okay.
But it's the same thought that can be viewed at from different angles. And I know you aren't your thoughts. Yeah, I've been to therapy. I get it. But also like,
fear is also there because you've been down that path before. It's like you're scared to go through it
I've
again.
woken up face down in the ditch.
Yeah.
Right? I know what it's like to be shaking in the morning.
So what I find is, for the solution here is you've had self-control not to do it, to maintain yourself, to keep away from it, to become sober. So what I'm thinking, if you needed a solution to make sure you were fine, is have a preset schedule for what you're having and when. Because you can sit down at any point, and I could have, like, I have a 12-pack of Twisted Teas that sits in my car for whenever I want to finish work. I can have them with the guys.
Right.
But the thing is, I could sit down and just have one, like it, I'm here. I can have another. I liked it too. Keep having them until I spiral.
Right.
But if I tell myself, I'm going to have exactly this many, and that's all I'm going to have. If you go over that, that's when you can be like, all right, I'm stepping a line. So you predetermine what you're going to do. Maybe it might kill some of the fun, but if you're scared enough that you need to like watch it, say, I'm going to have these two tonight, and then we can plan for another day to have these two on a different day. Maybe a week, maybe a few days, whatever it is, but have a schedule, because as soon as you break the schedule, that's when you can physically track,
you know.
I went over. Wow. Maybe that's not good.
Yeah, it's great.
And then do that. And then also, what was the other thing about the thoughts and stuff? Like, it's good to have those fearful thoughts because, like you said, like if you spiral and you go down, you know where that path can lead. So the preventative action in you is like, I don't want to do that again. I want to be scared. I want to do that.
Complete avoidance.
Yes. But if you do like the moderation where you track and you already have a preset of how many you're going to have, then you avoid that, because now you can prove to yourself, I had this many, and I wanted to have this many, and I had this many. Not over, not under, but this is how much control I had, and it is monitored by me. You also have Emma, who's your partner, who can also like back you and be like, oh, is that the last one you're having tonight? It's like, this is all I wanted for tonight. And she can be like, all right, I'm not going to let you have any more.
Boom.
And she's very helpful. She's very caring for you. So like, I feel like if you have the right steps going into it and the right mentality, because if you're scared when you're going to do it, I'd say just back off.
Wow.
Because if you go into it with the mentality of, I can handle this. I know what I'm doing. I've done this for years. I've kept myself sober. I've had control. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be fine. But as soon as you fear that you might be having too many, even if you said you're going to have two and having one kind of gets you a little bit weary, don't have the second.
Boom.
You have the control. I know you do. You got it. And plus you're going to have fun. It's going to like just calm you down. You're going to watch a movie. You're going to have a fun night. Like just have a schedule. That's what I say.
Wow. That's really cool. I really like that. And that also goes for things, when you were talking about having a schedule, there's also that where if you want to do something, schedule it. right? Agree with yourself that this will happen and then follow through on it. Because a lot of the dichotomy of people, what I'm finding today, is that they don't think they're reliable enough. They can't trust themselves to complete the tasks that they do.
Right.
So you have to set these goals and set these expectations because, hey, you're going to let yourself down.
Yeah.
You're going to let yourself down. You're going to let yourself down.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
I gotta pee again.
So go piss, girl.
Terrible
and then we
time.
can talk about
I already have self-control.
ruined orgasm pornography.
Ruined orgasm pornography and
Yeah.
long hole compilations.
Welcome back to individual time. Don't leave the door open. They can hear you. Don't leave the door open. No, I don't want to. No, I don't want to hear that. Welcome back to Alone Time with Eric. You're doing great. I really appreciate what you're doing here. If you're watching this, you're watching this. You're 50 minutes into rambling. Thank you so much for listening. This really means a lot to me. I know it means a lot to Ivan, but it really means a lot to me as well. And whatever you're going through, remember that if it's good, if it's bad, it'll end. But even so, if it's good, it'll also end, and that's okay. Things end, but that means that allows for things to begin, right? As Winnie the Pooh said, the very best somethings come from the very best nothings. You have to leave that door open for whatever life comes in and know that you just have to be strong enough to welcome it, and you'll figure it out. So there's an avenue of pornography that it's like usually handjob related, but then it's like the guy's about to orgasm and she like flicks his penis or something like that.
Squeezes it shut.
Yeah. And then like, he's orgasming it and she's like, oh, okay. And then like she leaves. It's the weird. It's not the weirdest shit I've seen, but like it's pretty weird.
Yeah.
That's it.
There's so much more. There's so one day, I don't know who it was, but they're like, have you ever seen like wrong hole compilations? I'm like, just like on Google. I'm like, no, you like go into Pornhub. They have like an entire funnies section. Like they have memes
Bloopers?
on Pornhub. Essentially, yeah. But like it'll be like these compilations of just like, you know, they're going at it, and the next thing you know, it's like it just slips out in the wrong hole really quick, and like if you don't prep for that, get out hurt.
It's crazy.
So like what ends up happening is you hear like these cackling screams and these horrible noises of stop. Like they have so many of like fake taxi, especially because if you're going in and out and you hit a bump and it goes and it's like you don't have the control to pull back at that point because you're already hitting the bump. The momentum's going. You hurt them.
Yeah.
But it's just funny because like there's so many compilations.
If I was able to like make a YouTube short, it would be two guys and they're talking and like the conversation devolves and they're talking about pornography or something like that, and they say like, hey, have you seen wrong hole compilations? And the guy's like, no, and the other guy's like, here, and he already has it.
It's already, or it's like, or like face scans, not even touching anything, it's already open.
Just unlocks his phone. Like
this is just prepped.
He's like the friend that's way too committed or like way too like prepared for any conversation.
Well, let me tell you something right now. Just kidding. Oh, I would have flashed the screen to the. Yeah, we would have fucking gotten right. Dick.
All right. Do you want to have? I don't know. Yeah, we're at 53 minutes. God, my prescription's really working. Thank you, doctor. Don't know your name.
You don't have to give a shit about doctors.
Well, they
get paid.
They don't really give a shit about me.
No, I don't have a family doctor. I really need one.
Well, you can have my family doctor. He kind of sucks.
Well, why would I want that? Take him. He's awful.
Would you rather have nothing or the worst option?
Nothing. I'd rather rub dirt in my wounds forever.
Well, you could just go into a clinic and then they can get you something. It won't take It'll take too long and it won't cost you anything.
And I don't have to, plan to be there. I just show up rather than having a set appointment where I'm going to get service.
Or they call you and then they're like, hey, did you do all this stuff? And you're like, I did most of it, but patient compliance is usually only 40%. And they're like, well, you didn't do all of it, so I can't really help you. I'll call you back in like 6 months. And then you try to do some of it, but you can't really remember. But they have all the notes for all the things. They don't even email you the notes. So you can't even understand what you're trying to talk about with them. And they're like, I have all the information. And you're like, I don't have any of the information because I can't remember this conversation we had 6 months ago.
I wish I could fucking zoom in on your face while this is happening. That was the worst thing, like, about the whole notes and the whole paper thing. Like, the fact that people still try to send me, like, letters in the mail. It's like, fucking email me! Everything is attached to my email. And, like, I'm not going to lose an email unless I accidentally archive it. And then I just go into my fucking archives.
Right.
Why would you archive it anyways? If it's in the way, like, the only reason is to, like, not physically look at it. It's still taking up space. It's still doing the thing you don't want it to be doing, is being there.
Yeah.
But archiving it just, like... It's just over there now.
And even if you delete it, it goes into your deleted emails folder. So it's just another folder.
It's another fucking folder that is just, I don't want to look at it.
And also, if you don't want to look... So, I'm going to start providing a service to all anxious girls. Because that's the only demographic I've found.
Okay, a lot of anxious girls start very young, Eric. You got to really tailor who you're going for here.
So
Maps.
I have a coworker, and every time she opens her phone, my heart skips a beat. I'm like, ugh! I get anxious because she has 400 unread notifications.
On what?
Everything.
All right. Well,
everything.
You'd hate
Total.
my phone.
She's got video Snapchats from her best friend that were sent 4 weeks ago.
That bothers me.
And then I'm like, why don't you fucking open those? And she's like, but then I have to respond. And I'm like, okay, so what we'll do is you give me your phone for 30 minutes. You don't even have to pay me at the first time.
This is just a demo.
This is just a demo. This is a trial of my services.
I like fucking with your life.
And then what I'll do is I'll open everything. I'll read all the emails. I'll open all the snaps. I'll do everything. I'll compile it into a PowerPoint presentation. And we'll sit down, and I'll do a 30-minute presentation of everything that you were sent in the past month.
As an update.
And then, here is a list of possible
preset responses. Yeah.
Preset responses that I type up that are conscientious, that are filled with love and compassion or not. And then all I need from you is a background on how, like... what your relationship is with all these people. I'll text back the TELUS guy. I don't give a shit. There's like preset responses you get to emails that are like, thanks, I love it, which you should never tap because that's insane.
Yeah. Yes, I got the email.
Right? Like,
thanks.
Cool. Love these photos. And it's like dental imagery. But it's just, and then I send all of those. And then in 4 months, you call me again. You're like, I've got all of this stuff. I've got 45. And for an extra fee, I'll set up organizational systems for you. I'll make a folder where all your spam goes. Because I don't know why you've received 95 emails from the same clothing store saying, congratulations on your order. This is amazing. Do you want any of these? No, we obviously don't want any of those.
Here's another 10% off coupon.
And then what you do is you link the first 10 letters to any email to say, like, hey, if the email has these letters in it, you send it to this folder, and then it's automatically read as it's sent to that folder. That's it. That's all you got to do. It takes like fucking 40 seconds to set up.
I know you have this like great business venture, but also like, you know how I'm like, I hate subscription services, and you're like, I have a subscription service.
It's not a subscription service.
But like it'll be every couple months.
It's a one-time payment.
So you take care of how many people for how many different things? Just once for one payment?
For one payment.
Because I'd say like every month.
I don't need a subscription service because you'll come back to me anyway.
Because you don't want to have to deal with it.
Yeah, I won't set up like automatic billing because if you didn't like it, you can just leave. It's not like you have to cancel a subscription with me. You just don't call me again.
Well, okay, so they would pay every time they come to you.
It would be a pay per service.
Okay, that's good. That makes sense. Cause,
right?
Like, I don't get a what do you call it? A salary to build the houses throughout the year. I get paid per job, essentially.
Yeah, you get paid for when you do the work, and I will get paid for when I do the work. And guess what? You'll come back to me every single time. I will work fucking 12 hours a day, making big bucks to make sure you anxious bitches Respond to your best friend from high school.
The people that care about you.
So I'll text your mom back. I don't care.
I'll fucking tell her
I'll
everything.
respond to your creepy uncle's TikToks. I don't give a shit.
I don't even know what kind of subscription service I'd give. Actually, I already give a subscription service to people, so really, I don't.
Yeah, you send your penis to them.
Not yet.
And they pay monthly.
Yeah.
For that shit. I'm so excited for your second payment. Like, your first one is, like, racking up and you get to pull from it.
Yeah.
But what, do you collect it all one day of the month? Is it, like, the third of the month is
It just stacks in there.
Oh.
And then when I have to request an earnings thing. So, like, if I want to take X amount out, I can just be like, gimme. And they're like, all right, till like 3 days to process, but it'll be in your bank account. And that's it. It works. Because I was like, oh, man, I need gas to go home to see my family. And I submitted it, like, 2 or 3 days beforehand. And I got it, like, $200 out. And I'm like, all right. There's my energy drinks for the way home.
Here you go.
Oh, I had such a productive Costco trip today. I got a bunch of like these nice those energy drinks. Mm-hmm. They're very flavorful. That's why I like them. It comes in like a 28, 26, some pack.
Wow,
it's a big pack.
How much is that?
It's like $26.
Are you? They're like $1 per.
It's cheap, and there's 140 milligrams of caffeine in them.
That's wild. I'm googling like G Fuel and stuff like that because I'm looking for
the cheapest option of the most amount.
Well, actually, I would pay for quality. But what I'm doing is every time I buy supplements, I get protein EAAs, or essentially amino acids, which I just use because I'm a goo gaga baby that doesn't like water, and then I get pre-workout. So every month or so, I have to go get more because I'm a little monster.
You need a lot of it.
I need a lot of it. So every month, I go with like a different brand.
To test them out and see what
I
actually
try the
is
stack
effective.
to test it to see which one's the best. So in like 2 years, I'll be like, you got the best protein and you got the blah, blah, blah. But I also
a whole
want
new set of energy drinks.
I want canned energy drinks because mixing pre-workout,
it's another step in your day.
it's another time.
It's inconvenient.
And I gotta carry around the container and I gotta scoop it.
That's what I got. What the fuck? I got about a C4 thing from Costco the other day too, and I'm like, I barely use it, but it's like that's because to take time out of my day to open up a water bottle and then put scoops of pre-workout in it and then be like, shake it up and then have it. I'm like, I can just
and I've
crack
got the
open a
blender
can.
bottle. I've got the blender bottle right there.
Yeah, but if I could just like reach on my back seat and just go, done.
Right, kill another turtle or whatever, just so I can get my go fast.
You know,
juice.
fucking, they've done so many like studies on it. Like that one turtle with a straw in its nose is the only like found case of a turtle with a straw in its nose. So everyone was like, "So why the fuck are we doing this paper straw shit?" And they're like, "The turtles." And I'm like, "Nah, that's bullshit. That's corporations being like, we could profit off of paper straws."
Do you know who? Well, an industry that creates one of the most like plastic-ridden processes, the automotive industry, because they have to take their metal part, wrap it plastic, ship it to the assembly. They take it out of that, or ship it to inspection after they manufacture it. They take it out of the plastic, inspect it, put it back in plastic, send it to a warehouse, take it out of the plastic, put it in new plastic, ship it to the manufacturing, take it out of the plastic, put it in the plastic, and then bring it to assembly for the vehicle. Take it out of the plastic, put it in plastic, and then
put it on the line.
Put it on the line, and then they take it out of the plastic and then put it in the car.
That's fucking awful. But it's us. It's us, the consumer.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Oh, it's one of my favorite compilations. Speaking of expensive things and things that just shouldn't be happening, is like very, very expensive cars. I'm very much against it because it's like, I guess it's a piece of luxury, but I'm like, a car is supposed to go vroom, and if you're not allowed to go vroom anywhere, why the fuck would you have it?
Right.
It's just a display piece. And I'm like, if you want a display piece, just like start hunting people and then put them on your. No, don't do that.
I'm a huge fan. I'm not a huge fan of luxury cars because I'm poor and I can't afford them, but I am a big fan of luxury watches.
Okay, so like Rolex and stuff like that.
Like Rolexes, like
Garmin.
Other ones, Psycho or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
But I think if you have a lot of money, just buy a watch.
It's functional. It's a display piece. You can take it on, take it off. It maintains its
value really well, and like it's a cool technical marvel.
And I'm pretty sure they all have like lifetime warranties on them because you're spending over like tens of thousands of dollars on them.
Right, you have to be on a list to be on a list to be on a list to get this Pepsi-looking watch. I don't care.
It's a fucking piece of metal on your wrist.
Yeah, even though I never wear watches except for my Google Watch that my mom gave me. Thanks, Mom.
But I was like, the amount of like fuck you energy that people who have like extremely like $5 million cars, they'll be driving on the road, and then it's like if they decide to slam on their brakes and you rear end them, it's just like having a medical bill in the U.S. You're fucked for life. Like it's just, and I'm like, there's this compilation of I love watching videos in like where there's construction zones and it's not really labeled well. They'll be like, oh, there's a bump in the road, but it's like a fucking jump. And then people who normally go like 80 down that road and it's telling them to go 40 are like, still a fucking 80. And then they just whip it and get air. And there's this one video where this like sports car if one part of the video is like is driving fast down this road and it goes tail up, nose scratch, scrape, sparks, and then down, busting the bottom down. And it just keeps driving. And it's like, they said to slow down, you fucking moron. Now look at you. Who's going to fix that? Not the city.
This is an amazing example, and it's hilarious, and I love it so much because the easiest money I would ever make is putting a bet on if you sped to get here, if you drove over the speed limit to get here.
Me?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you'd win if you guessed. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
And people in the rain are stupid. I hydroplaned. I forgot. I was going to tell you when I got in the door.
On your way here?
On my way here.
It was raining?
It was raining really hard.
Oh.
It's been off and on pretty bad all day, and now it's kind of sunny again.
I've been inside, baby.
Wow.
Well, like I worked out this
I
morning.
love the half blackout window you have.
Well, it's too much sun with it partially, but it's not enough if you
I
cover
like
it all the
that
way.
it's not like square or anything. It's just like you cut it on angles.
It's 2 pieces of Bristol board because I brought 4 for my blackout window there, which honestly I just used cardboard. I like cut it and like made it perfect, and then I put cardboard right over it, and it's like, oh, this works way better.
Love that we used to live in caves, and like our primal minds are like, we need full blackness for a lot of people.
Yeah, I'm pissed because the red light of the power bar lights
set
up
you
the
off.
wall, so I have to replace it with this one where I've owned it for long
lights
enough
burnt
that the
out.
lights burnt out. So I gotta replace it because my room isn't dark enough. And whenever Emma comes to like sleep with me, she's like, does it have to be this dark? And I'm like, it has to be.
I have to feel like I'm in a fucking cave.
I've got a fan at my feet, a fan at my side. And it's like, I
have
have
to
like
feel like a
Google
monkey.
rain sounds going on. It's like a chamber of sleep.
Shit. I was I worked late yesterday when I was by myself because everyone went home and they all went home early, and I was like, fuck it, I can work by myself for a while. If I get hurt, I get hurt. Whatever.
It's the famous last words of literally anyone. Okay.
Yeah, especially in construction.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm feeling in a really weird mood. I was like, hey, G word. I'm not gonna say it because there's stuff everywhere that's Google powered. And I said, play something relaxing. And it started playing like an outdoor countryside, like crickets and wind blowing through grass and like tall grass and cornfields and stuff. And I was like, this did calm me down. This was really good. I just sat there and like the thing I hated about it wasn't seamless when it went to repeat. So there was like a gap of crickets and then nothing. And you could hear it start up again. I'm like, well, that ruined it. And I turned on Pitbull and I'm like, fuck you. I immediately got mad.
I am so where I work, there's this. We only have Spanish cleaners, which is wild. But they speak Spanish and they're amazing and they're super cool. And this like little woman, we call her Coco. She has like an actual name, but we all call her Coco.
She's Spanish?
She's Spanish.
I think that's racist because of the movie.
She started with.
Oh, okay, then
she
we're
said,
good. We're good.
My name's this, but call me Coco. And then she walked up to my coworker and she was like, hey, how do you book time off? Because I'm gonna go see Pitbull.
Interesting.
In concert. And I was like, 1, I love that for you. 2, I'm incredibly jealous. And 3, all of his songs are about sex, Coco. All of them.
That's nice, innocent.
All of them. They're all about sex.
Drugs,
and you're like
boobs.
a 50-year-old woman who's just like,
You better bald cap that shit. It's everyone bald caps. They got the group of pitbulls. I love that that's a trend. Doesn't matter what concert you go to. There's a fuck ton of people that show up with sunglasses and like a bald cap.
Interesting.
I don't know why they do that, but like it's a big thing. Like,
I would love to have a hobby like that.
just like anytime you go to a concert, just be like, there's a trend that we can do.
Did you? So, when aliens are already here, but when aliens like go to make contact, it's gonna be so hard to describe Taylor Swift to them.
Like, why she's so big? And
because they're gonna be like, all right, so you claim that everyone's equal, but there's like a huge hierarchy and there's like a bunch of things going on. It's been going on for a long time, and sometimes you can, when you're born, you're better than other people because we call them royal. Okay, but then
But then you gotta fuck your
Who's
cousin.
Taylor Swift then? It's like, well,
She's a sad girl.
She broke up with a bunch of people and then wrote some cool songs, and now she's like, do you know how many people signed up for her pre-sale tickets? Taylor Swift doesn't do general sales because they never make it that far. The tickets.
No.
So she's coming to Toronto, November 2024, and she's doing a stadium that's 200,000 people. Guess how many people signed up for the opportunity to be in line to buy pre-sale tickets for the concert that's happening next year?
I want to say over 1 million.
You're close.
What is it?
What's the population of Canada?
Holy fuck. Like 41 million?
It is 38 million.
People fucking signed up for it?
I had to Google that because 31 million people signed up for pre-sale tickets for a 200,000 person stadium.
Those lucky few.
31 million people. If they all had to pay $1 to sign up to that, you could just give me the money. I never have to work ever again.
Yeah, $31 million. Imagine just having like, you could up your chance in line by paying more money, and you got people who are like, I'll pay 10 grand to get to the fucking place number 5,000.
But it wouldn't matter because Taylor Swift has so much money. She gave a bonus to every single person that she works with.
Yeah, and the bus driver's got like $100,000 bonus.
Out of all of the people that she works with, she gave away $55 million in bonuses. That's more than top companies. Than Fortune 500 companies give out in annual bonuses.
Man, I remember my Christmas bonus one year was like $100, and I was like, it's not like I build houses for you or anything. But like, all right.
It's not like you live in this place now.
Yeah.
It's not like you're gonna sell this house for $900,000 or anything.
Yeah, it's not like this $1 million house that I built for you is only gonna pay me out of the entire thing maybe a collective of like $2,000. Love it. This is a good system we've made. Thank you, Canada. Thank you everywhere.
And then also, you can't afford the houses that you build.
Never. I'm never.
You will never be able to afford the houses that you build without incredible, financial assistance.
Yeah, saving and sacrifice.
Not incredible as in it's a good thing, but incredible as in the amount of it is crazy.
Subscribe to my porn. I want a house and a sleeve tattoo.
I want a house and a sleeve tattoo. Who would you want? Like, what would you want for a sleeve tattoo? I don't know what this corn went. There it is. Corn.
Tribal. No. That's far.
It's. I can see it.
But there's so much.
We'll do tattoo talk for 3 minutes, and then we can
call it.
We can call this. Is I getting texted?
Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
You do that. I'll talk about tattoos. So, for a sleeve tattoo, I would definitely do the mom with a heart in it, because like that is, like that's relevant. I love my mom. And then I don't know, based around it, I'd probably do like something like biomechanic. I like nature, but I also like machines and I like technology. So like it would have to be, I want to say like hexagonal grids, because hexagons are found in nature naturally because of the shape. It's just like it's preferred for a lot of things in nature, like beehives, bee combs. They're all hexagons, octagons.
Yeah.
Hexagons, not octagons, but hexagons. And a lot of things in like biomechanics are hexagon based because it's good for movement, it's good for structure, it's like the ideal shape. So I want like hexagons. And then I saw this thing online where like you can get a hexagon pattern going down your arms and stuff, or on your back, or wherever you want, and then in each hexagon shape they'll have a different artist every time they go put their own style thing inside that hexagon. So you have an entire art piece of all these different artists.
Like
they're
bees,
walking canvas. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I was like, that's kind of what I want. I want just like, but I want to like have an inspirational idea for them. I'll be like, here's an experience in my life. How would you interpret it? Put it in that box.
Boom.
That hexagon. And then bam.
I think that kicks ass and is way better than mine.
And it'd be super sick to watch the process happen. Cause like a bunch of hexagons going down in like dark black lines, having that shape and that structure, like slowly gridding down. Like it's like a toxic like virus going through my arm would look sick. And then as each one gets filled out, it's like it still looks cool. So I might just start off with that grid and then go from there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, subscribe to my shit so I can get cool stuff.
Get cool tattoos.
I want to look cooler when I'm on the job site. I want the melanoma to be. I want to be grafted for everything. I got so much skin on me. If I ever get melanoma, I'm fine. Like,
Just
There is so much of this shit. Like, I look like I'm a fucking, the guy from Men in Black, where he's just like he's inside someone else's skin. Like,
yeah.
I don't know how to show this one, but like, there's just fucking skin everywhere.
You got a bunch of skin. I ain't got that problem.
Yeah.
I got my skin. I'm like Bugs Bunny.
Yeah,
And he does, like,
I was
the
meant to be
flex.
fat, but I just didn't fill out.
Yeah, well, like you stayed active in a constant fashion that allowed for your metabolism to maintain.
Yeah, do parkour, kids. It's good for you.
Safely.
Never do it alone.
Never do it alone, and always wear a helmet.
That's what the weird kid needed growing up, to be put in a fucking helmet and be told that he's the even weirder kid.
Yeah. Sorry, Emma's sending me pictures of little guys.
That's okay. I'm going through something. All right, I think that's it.
All right, I think we're done.
We're good. Time to post a bunch of videos. Well, thank you for tuning in to another podcast of EIEIEIO.
Of therapy with Eric and Ivan. Of softcore therapy.
Softcore therapy with hardcore wrong hole compilations.